Root beer, a soda with a singular flavor, derived from the root bark of the sassafras tree. It's a beverage primarily relished in North America, though its charm has spread across the globe. Take the root beer float, for instance, a delightful dessert blending root beer and vanilla ice cream, beloved by thousands. A plethora of similar sodas, Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper, for example, are notorious for high caffeine and sugar content. Yet, what about root beer? For the health-conscious or merely caffeine-curious, read on to unravel root beer's caffeine mystery. Does root beer have caffeine? Root beer, initially designed as a grain beer, adopts a similar brewing process. Yet, hops, which render beer alcoholic, are typically absent from root beer. However, modern root beer, now sans sassafras root, is predominantly caffeine-free. The reason? Sassafras contains safrole, a carcinogenic molecule. Consequently, the FDA banned sassafras in mass-produced food and drink in the 1960s. Artificial sassafras flavors dominate current root beer production, though some utilize safrole-extracted sassafras root. A brief history of root beer. Charles Elmer Hires, the pioneer of widespread root beer brands, emerged in the late 1800s. Initially, Hires peddled a dry concoction to be combined with water, sugar, and yeast. Dubbed root tea, the uncarbonated mixture transformed into a carbonated beverage after Russell Conwell's advice, ultimately rebranded as root beer to entice Pennsylvania miners. Root beer caffeine content guide. Ah, root beer, that effervescent, delightful beverage that dances upon the tongue, ubiquitous in its presence. A veritable pantheon of soft drinks it is, teeming with caffeine, that invigorating stimulant. Yet, fear not, dear reader. Within the vast landscape of bubbly beverages, root beer remains a beacon of hope for the caffeine-averse. Alas, the question lingers, which root beer brand shall grace your lips, unburdened by caffeine's grasp? Behold! A guide to illuminating the path. Mug root beer, a caffeine-free choice? Behold! Quick glance, caffeine, nay serving size, 12 ounces calories, 160 carbohydrates, 40 grams. In the realm of the 1940s, a humble beverage emerged, christened Belfast root beer, later to be rebranded as the cherished mug root beer. Devoid of caffeine, a joyous libation for the young and the old. Its fame, like tendrils, reaching far and wide. A&W root beer, a caffeine-free standard? A swift glimpse. Caffeine, nay. Serving size, 12 ounces. Calories, 160. Carbohydrates, 47 grams. A&W, a veritable titan in the root beer world, is a century-old purveyor of fizzy nectar. A worthy contender in the caffeine-free arena, earning its place on your discerning list. IBC root beer, a caffeine-free competitor. A fleeting peep. Caffeine, nay. Serving size, 12 ounces. Calories, 160. Carbohydrates, 43 grams. IBC, is a kindred spirit to A&W, dating back to 1919. Another caffeine-free contender is ripe for consideration. Boylan root beer, caffeine-free and natural? A brief glance. Caffeine, nay. Serving size, 12 ounces. Calories, 170. Carbohydrates, 42 grams. Boylan, the elder statesman of the group, commencing its journey in 1891. Caffeine-free, with the additional allure of being sans artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives, a treat for those craving the natural. Culver's root beer, caffeine-free and afloat foundation? A hasty peek. Caffeine, nay. Serving size, 12 ounces. Calories, 220. Carbohydrates, 59 grams. Culver's, the newcomer, gracing us since 1984. A caffeine-free elixir, ideal as the foundation for a heavenly float. Barks root beer, a caffeinated curveball. A rapid survey. Caffeine, I. Serving size, 12 ounces. Calories, 160. Carbohydrates, 45 grams. Barks, the Enigma. Caffeinated, yet with exceptions in some regions. Fret not. The ingredients list holds the key to unlocking the caffeine mystery. A low caffeine option for those seeking just a touch of the stimulant. And for those who crave the taste but not the caffeine, Barks Diet Root Beer offers a refuge.